on top of a graphics card, and I'm not really sure how Masseter accomplished that, but look, man, that's crazy.
Here's what
so
we know.
Masseter just disappears from the lobby. You'll know why.
Yeah, if we see some weird errant touches, he asked us to blame the pizza sauce, so fair enough.
Or the pepperoni on top of it.
Or the pepperoni blocking the cooling.
Hey, the term salty GPU has never been more accurate. Probably not a phrase people have used that often. But back to the game. The Beanz had a very slow start to the season. I would dare to say abysmal start to the season.
Yeah.
But they have recovered quite nicely and have gotten a couple of decent wins on top of it. This match has gone to the first.
Today I learned Akron is a decent team.
Yeah, you know, decent.
I think we call those quality.
Yeah, that is a quality win. You're right. That's a nice little double from Masseter to keep the play going as well.
And good pressure as well here for the Buckeyes starting off, but UNCC, oh, Daffy, big miss. Sleppy trying to get a little mind game. Oh, he's going to pull it off. Oh, my goodness. look at the little wiggle in the wheels as he just walks it across the goal line.
Just little, oops, stutter step, oops, stutter step. Alphagetti just helped the momentum there on that flip. Easy does it for Sleppy, and how about the Beanz?
That's a great start. Couldn't ask for much more, to be honest. Put your opposition on notice early on with the big outplay and say, come and get us.
I'm still tripping about the pizza on the
He can't.
GPU.
Derby literally can't.
It's getting me, man. I don't know. Look, it's game one. Okay, we get some time to like warm up here. Beanz get the first goal, and there's a pepperoni on your graphics card. But the sun rises in the east. Daffy on the carry, flipped reset, not enough power, and Masseter will pick the save up.
Good pressure as well, and Masseter trying to take his time, and actually a wonderful challenge to put Daffy in a not exactly bad position, but suboptimal. It's definitely going to be tough for UNCC to find a clear, and Sleppy actually pretty much a free look at the goal here. I was thinking that backboard defense was going to be able to get the job done, but Alphagetti's just in that one spot on the backboard where he's also facing the wrong direction, and he can't cut straight back towards the ball because, well, the net starts.
Do you almost never want to be turned that way when you know that the attacker is trying to push the ball off the wall into an infield pass?
Well, it's Masseter, so close. Alphagetti, great defense. But to answer your question, I think he really didn't play that too bad because a lot of the time it's going to be pretty tough to get that ball into a scoreable spot out of the middle as Don throws one out in front for UNCC. And, you know, playing the backboard touch there the way Alphagetti did isn't necessarily a bad play because more often than not, that touch out of the corner goes towards the back wall above the net, and that's kind of what he's trying to defend. So he's defending that primary option. It's just the pass was so good that couldn't actually do anything about it.
There's some hard shots from both teams. At that time, it was saved by Ohio State. Just another hard ball. Masseter got the catch, but that's just a Daffy. He's got one and enough boost to get the second. He nailed it, and it's saved off the top from Sleppy.
Transition.
He's getting a ton of points. Shiro, ground hop air dribble, tried the musty, but lets it drop down to Alphagetti with the save. UNC Charlotte get out of a hairy one.
Hairy one indeed, and a much-needed miss-execution from Shiro there as well on the one-on-one. 2 minutes down 2 is a lot more manageable than 2 minutes down 3, and they might catch OSU on rotation, but Sleppy, way to get back to it there in the midfield line. Don has to buy some time for Alphagetti. Blocked this shot well off target, but either way, pressure for OSU. Second chance, drilled into the top of the net.
Yeah, Shiro hasn't gotten a lot of looks. In fact, that was his first look, and he made the most of it as he ripped it. Getty got bumped off by Masseter. Not sure he would have got back to the challenge regardless, but when you hit it that hard, doesn't matter how well you're positioned, more times than not, it's going in.
That's what we say, you know, anything right on the edge of that box that's 60 miles an hour plus is always going to be a tough save, and you can safely say Shiro hit it a little harder than 60 there. Sleppy looking for a lead down to Masseter. He's able to squeeze it by a couple of players in the midfield line, and OSU, I think, might cruise to a Game 1 win here, but they might get the demo on Sleppy. Masseter able to make it back in time, though, and keep the lead to 3.
Is it just me, or are OSU just making better contact consistently? In previous days when we've had them on stream, that's what I felt like was really lacking. Like, they lacked the control, but also like the power behind their touches. But now, like, Well, besides that play right there, Giddy takes it away. Like,
They've
most of
looked
their
so
touches-
good. Whiff, whiff.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. That's usually how it's drawn up.
Classic caster curse, master. Ooh, that's a great float across, but and it's touches like that that make you think twice and say, they are making some pretty good touches on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Like, those whiffs have definitely not been the norm in the first game. But, you know, that's just it. It's the first game. And UNCC certainly out to a slow start. But if you were here for our last game, you'll know that a 5-0 spot doesn't really mean much after the first game.
Absolutely. First series should tell you that there's a lot of room to grow here in Game 2 for UNCC. And Don Daffy and Alpha Giddy. What a shot and what a save from Sleppy. Don, I would love to watch you hit that shot all day in free play. Unfortunately here, though, there's a defender in the way.
Dude, Don had another shot like that earlier that was saved by Sleppy. He just won't let him score. 3 saves apiece from Sleppy and Massiter. Shiro picks up the caboose with one himself, and the Beanz coming out, firing. I can feel F-Dot punch in the air in the green room.
Great game overall, and yes, the Beanz have done it, F-Dot. A solid win here to start off a series versus UNCC, and you know, I don't think either team really played a bad game here. I think UNCC had some pretty solid approaches. Ohio State just able to make a little more out of their chances. Like when you see Shiro just drilling shots like that in the top of the net at 70 miles an hour, and you know that follow-up's too good to ignore from OSU in that first one. So credit to the finishing and credit to the defense of OSU to stop UNCC from getting themselves back in the game.
And so for UNCC, they just never really able to get a hang on the ball. Like they had some nice hard shots on net, but they were missing
no extended pressure.
That last key, exactly. No extended pressure, no control of midfield. They always had to go back to their own half, and so they have to find a way to. I mean, I guess you don't have to. Like, it's not necessarily you have to find a way to control midfield. That's just one of the consistent avenues of success that teams find.
That's the hard part in that mid game. It's, you know, generally the first challenge for a lot of teams, you know, isn't a problem. You can generally make some kind of contact or force that opposition to throw your hand. It's really that second opportunity that makes the difference, and Alpha Giddy with his second chance floats it just wide of the net.
But you really love that idea from UNC Charlotte, too. Love the drop-down pass. That always freezes defenses if they aren't already expecting a drop-down pass like that. Don just gets kicked up into the sky, and that ball will go back to the blue half.
A lot of space to work with here for OSU to capitalize on in the midfield. Shiro just puts the pressure on, and how about Daffy? Big push down under the orange half, and maybe a chance here for UNCC to get their feet stuck in.
Oh, Don scooped that one up, and Daffy left the ground a little awkwardly. Massiter, very quick around. Massiter! Oh, he almost nailed that, but just off the crossbar.
It's the pizza sauce, man. That's why I missed.
I was going to say power of the pepperoni. I had that one lined up for that. He was going to nail it, too. I'm not sure Massiter's going to get another look like that either.
Those do not come very often. A tight shot to be sure. Shiro gives him a second chance, though, and he elects to take that one back to the corner for another go-around. Daffy going to throw a little bump out in the mix, and everything going to get tied up here in the middle of the pitch. Leppy out to the corner. Awkward bounce for everyone to handle, and the only one there is going to be UNCC. And Don again, big muscles, going to force it onto the orange half. Daffy a little hesitant, though, and they let OSU out for free.
That's the second time that one snuck through midfield on UNC Charlotte. They haven't gotten burned for it yet. However, you gotta keep tabs on who's covering the back end. Otherwise, the Beanz will catch you out on transition. Sleppy, lost to Daffy there, but Alpha getting harassed on the box, but he's up to the task for the save. Oh, nice little kick here for Alpha Giddy, but he's out of boost, so the ball will be wrenched from his control. Don coming in, full boost in the back, and Daffy punches it in. Beautiful progression for UNC Charlotte.
Daffy could feel this one coming on. Don, way to win the first challenge, but what do we talk about? It's that second challenge that's the one that matters. Shiro can't buy the time. Don, beautiful lift out into the middle of the pitch. Daffy waiting on it. Did not miss. UNCC out in front.
So much cleaner on the back end as well, not having to face nearly as many shots. Daffy getting bumped off the ball, and that may have been the only thing stopping him from putting it in himself. Massiter missing it. Alpha couldn't get the touch. And Massiter again going to get that ball out.
This is actually awkward here for UNCC. They're all so far forward. They're not really positioned particularly well, but that short-range pass from Don to Alphagiddy is actually giving themselves some time to rally in the corner. Well done, UNCC. Tight spot, get out of a jam relatively quickly.
Daffy's really waking up in midfield and beyond for his team. Got that boost steal as well and forces Shiro into a hard clear situation as Alphagiddy pushes it back to the corner. Shiro lets it down for Sleppy, but that's going to freeze everybody here on the orange half. Now Don throws that one up to commit. Masseter gets the touch, but Don coming to receive on the backside. Alphagiddy denied by Sleppy, and up again Daffy. Ooh. Up against Shiro. Don has to turn and run. He was expecting Masseter to get that touch, but now he's going to turn right back around. Off the corner, can't find the double. Shiro gets it back out to the orange third, but only for a second. Alphagiddy launches it off the crossbar. Masseter misses the ball, but Sleppy catches the whole defense. Don diving back stop.
Scary one. Don was off grabbing boost. Master again able to sneak one through some defenses. Daffy, only hope left. Off the ball is the only chance, and thankfully the support gets back. And Don there to cover up. OSU pressing, and what can they do?
OSU starting to get a little harder with their touches. Daffy, so clean on the touch on the back wall again. Forces Sleppy to use everything he has just to get back out to the side. He's over Don. Alphagiddy next up. UNC Charlotte defense. Tough as nails right now in the corner.
Oh, but they're getting strained and the resources. Bad hop. Sleppy floater off the wall and misread. Couldn't quite catch it off the post. Tough break for the Buckeyes.
Oh, that's one you really wish you had back now. With less than a minute to go, Shiro sets up one for Masseter. Just missed it. And Alphagiddy already on the back wall. Slipped around by Daffy. Now 2-on-1. They tried to pinch it together, and it ended up disastrous as Shiro turns right back around, trying to harass his Masseter in front on the box. Shiro gets bumped off the play, and Don gets the save, but Masseter kicks it off the top of his car. Don picks up the next save. Coming back around, Shiro, can he get the ball? Alphagiddy had the challenge. Sleppy pulls off for Masseter. Masseter got the air dribble over one, but the UNC Charlotte defense will not relent. Shiro on the backside got there too late. Daffy on the catch, he never gets the ball. Sleppy back to Shiro, catches it. Where's the catch and pass and shot? It's not gonna come. Alphagiddy gets the breakaway, flips it over Sleppy. Masseter picks up the save. Bang. Transition is dead from Shiro. He had the deny again. But can they get downfield in the final 10 seconds? It's been nonstop action in the last 30 seconds. Here come the Beans, but they double committed, and that might kill it right here. Daffy off the ceiling. He's got his flip. He nails it off the rim. Can't get the double. He was so close. It would have been beautiful. Alphagiddy pops it down, and UNC Charlotte, with some immaculate defense, take the game.
To be fair, though, yes, they played great defense, but the Buckeyes really the arbiters of their own destruction there. Don't walk away saying they had no chance, because they definitely could have at least tied this one up. Just couldn't quite connect on some of those chances, and it did indeed come back to haunt them. So fair play. You're not wrong. UNCC was playing good defense. It's just that defense was going on for so long that you really started to get worried that they wouldn't be able to sustain it, and then finally when it cracked, Ohio State just couldn't finish the job.
Honestly, I just really like that shot that went off the crossbar from, I think it was either Shiro or Sleppy, but it was like Shiro got off the back wall, he was behind the ball again, he didn't expect the pass, and he just banged it off the crossbar again. Yep. And it was like, we've all been there. We all feel that pain, especially in a 1-0 game where you almost tie it. But guess what? You get another one. It's 0-0, 5 minutes. Here we go.
Reset if you're OSU. You know you had a great game plan. It was definitely working. I mean, you were holding pressure for extended periods of time. It's just a matter of, all right, tighten the screws a little bit here and continue to keep that pressure on North Carolina, Charlotte, and good things will happen.
Well, they'll look for a solid head out of the toolbox for the screwdriver, and Sleppy will nail it. He drills it right over the defender, and that's how the Beans get back on the board.
Look at Masseter just get a piece of that. That was really the only thing that mattered. It's just like, stop the quality clear coming out, and now Sleppy gets to pick his poison, and top left-hand side of the net is looking pretty good.
Maybe that's all you need to feel a little bit better about all those pushes you didn't get. Now Masseter just gets kicked, and Sleppy will help out. And one thing you definitely can say for the Beans, they don't like staying in the orange half. They will just boom it and take a shot if they see one. They ripped one right there. Masseter able to throw that back out to the corner, but Don will scoop it up and will be denied there. I'm kind of looking at Daffy on UNC Charlotte Chiefs. For me personally, he was, dominant on the back half of the pitch, but also pushing on the transitions. Oh, Don barely getting away.
Got an opportunity to beat your guy here on the goal line. Is first up is Alpha Giddy, but it's that follow-up chance that makes the difference, and Daffy was ready to go. He's like, Alpha, if you win this ball, I'm going. Instead, he'll have to play breakup man at the midfield.
Good touch from Alpha Giddy here, and to keep the ball up in the air. Shiro had to wait, but he will split the ball through back to Daffy.
Caught this one heavy. Doesn't really have any options there. That's kind of what happens when you pop that ball into the air dribble, and it's got a lot of force behind it. It kind of comes out a little flat instead of up and takes away a lot of your chances, and at that time it really just becomes okay, just don't concede possession for free, and it's kind of all you can do in those situations.
Oh, Don almost just dropped a beauty for Daffy, and now Alpha Giddy all by himself. Can he get back to that?
Score?
That's tough to stretch. Sleppy locked on the target painter, ripped it with as much power as he could at a heating 99 kilometers per hour.
You missed the important part, though, in that replay. I mean, he was able to follow through on that wild challenge up above that OSU net, came straight down and kicked that out to the midfield, is able to take it the length of the pitch. Awkward save into a transition goal. Well done, Sleppy.
Yeah, Sleppy's feeling good today, isn't he?
He's killing it.
That's a nice kick off the corner from Daffy, though. And he gets in front of another one, but Masseter, able to handle business, flips it over him. Alpha Giddy keeping things clean. Even UNC Charlotte, as the season has gone on, their touches are looking a lot cleaner. Before, it was inconsistency in the touches from them as well, but these are both teams that found themselves near the bottom at the start of the season. But UNC Charlotte, they got things going a little earlier than... Oh my gosh, what a pass! And
Double
it's caved by Shiro. Got it over to Masseter. Nice catch. And Daffy will prevent what would have been total disaster on that double commit, although Alpha Giddy just got demoed on the back line. Daffy and Don able to buy some time as the Beans continue to try to push forward. Ohio State, Sleppy almost got his hat trick, but it turned away.
Yeah, if I'm Ohio State right now, I'm thinking give the ball to Sleppy. That guy's making things happen right now when he's in control.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Shiro, Masseter, don't get out of the way, but give him the rock.
Give him a little kick from behind. Full shots are in. Caster approved. Daffy can't quite squeeze that ball in between Sleppy. And Sleppy again behind the ball, gets it out to Masseter. But the ball finds its way back to Sleppy. Daffy able to get it over him. Shiro shot up high, tried to get Alpha Giddy out of the way, but he's able to take out the save. And Alpha Giddy, he's happy that he didn't have to defend that touch.
Big whip from Shiro, but that's a great touch. Daffy, how do you get this back middle? And no chance. Masseter, way to take it away. Don, extra opportunity, punted away by OSU.
Sleppy around Alpha Giddy, but just we'll have to wait for Shiro to come back. Masseter playing relaxed on the second man, and will actually win the ball clean on the rotation. Alpha Giddy forced up, but he's been pretty clean on the backboard for the most part. It's just been getting it past that corner that's been difficult. Shiro to Masseter, and he nails it. Power to the pepperoni. 3-0.
Money for OSU. Slappy breaks it up. Don's only touch is right out into the waiting arms of the Buckeyes, and Shiro to Masseter fires it right side. No chance for the defense. 3-0. Let's move on. 1 minute, 3 seconds. Good luck, UNCC.
Chiefs, do you believe in the Beans yet?
Hey, man, I've always believed in the Beans.
You're a Bean believer?
The only one that was doing the Beans dirty was themselves, and it appears that they have figured it out how to not do that anymore.
That's true. When you have FDOT behind in your camp, eventually you're gonna receive that power. Like, FDOT will scream to the heavens long enough about the Beans, and eventually they're gonna get to this stage. I'll call it the FDOT power up. There it is.
The FDOT is the only reason the Beans got good. Confirmed.
Right. Only FDOT. The most powerful hosted CRL. Giddy. Alpha Giddy. And a nice pop. Masseter was expecting him to go lower. And, it's all kind of a formality with 10 seconds left. But yeah, Ohio State coming up big time here against UNC Charlotte. And no lack of entertainment in the East. This conference is getting tighter and tighter. And if the Beans win one more here, that's about as tight as it can get.
Some juicy goals, to be sure, from Ohio State here in, what is this, game 3? Yeah. And if you're UNCC, you got to find a way to come up with a better secondary challenge opportunity because, yeah, you're making the good first one, but it's either Shiro or Sleppy that are just coming up with a big touch to break through a defense. And UNCC at that point really has to concede a lot of ground, and then OSU works the magic. Masseter is playing a great support role, always right where you need him to be at some point, it would seem.
Well, what's the answer for UNC Charlotte? Because I don't feel like they've played a bad game.
No,
like maybe the previous game, you could say it was a little weaker, but even then, I don't really believe that. Like their shots have been good. It's just the defense from OSU has been. Well, I mean, they haven't let them in their half for an extended period of time. But, like, I don't know. What do you think? Like, is there something specific you think they should go for or just in general?
Well, that's what I was talking about a little bit. It's that follow-up challenge, because OSU, when they get you out of position, when you're sitting there thinking, ooh, if we win this challenge, we get good pressure, right? And that's kind of been UNCC's, I'm not going to say the kryptonite, right? But it's like it sets the stage for a disaster on defense somewhere along the line. And I think just a little bit more of that stability and force OSU to beat you rather than catch you in a bad spot, it's going to do them better. Ooh. And look at Don. How about the air dribble from the side wall?
They just watched him. Sleppy frozen on the back line. Ooh.
That's not easy.
Power of arrow left.
Well,
or right, whichever he uses there.
He came off the weird at such an odd angle that you really didn't think he was going to have that much command. He got out in front of the ball, and the fact that he was able to stick with that one and still keep it towards the top of the net, impressive.
Really good stuff from Don, and Don continuing to set up his team as Alphagity ripped one to the corner. And UNC Charlotte's shooting continues to be solid. Again, they're forcing OSU to have to make stellar saves, or at least get consistent clears off the back wall, backboard. Don setting up another one off the back wall that Alphagity was there for, and you saw the rotation starting to tighten up as Daffy loosened it.
Yeah, he had to definitely give a lot of ground, but he makes a bad clear. Don able to cover up just in time, and scary one for UNCC, but they recover. Alphagity flip reset is going to need a little help, and that bump had come through. Good things will happen, but this is what you're talking about. You see Don go and get in the fight in the corner, and they just leave Daffy out on the island, right? And yeah, he's able to make the play, but if Daffy either gets beat or he kind of makes a suboptimal clear, that's when OSU put the squeeze on because the people behind him aren't quite ready yet.
You're toast. That's the danger of always committing to those types of plays, or rather what you were saying, the follow-ups needing to be more consistent. Don gets that clear. And
it's not like it's bad, right, from UNCC. It's not like as soon as that breakthrough happens for OSU, they're doomed. That's not what I'm saying.
You're just working on borrowed time.
It's you flirt with a disaster, right? You never want to just give the opportunity for the opponents to have the space to make the play that you can't do anything about, right? And that's really what's worrying me about UNCC and approaches like that. And Shiro and Masseter, my only regret is that it didn't pinch straight into the opposition's net. That would have been great.
That would have been the only acceptable turnaround for that kind of play. Alphagity not going to be in the stadium. Daffy actually stole it. And no, the real thief is Shiro. He robbed Daffy of a goal.
Wow. I don't know if he respawned or how he ended up coming out of that corner. But Shiro, great touch. Daffy, second touch. And Shiro able to float it out into the corner. But, man, OSU, that was a pucker your lips a little bit and be glad you got away unscathed.
Oh, Alphagity. Nice touch again on the backboard. Now, say what you will about UNC Charlotte's offense, but they can handle extended pressure on defense for a while. Maybe with some aid of some poorly placed shots from Ohio State, but 90% of the time, Alphagity is getting solid touches off that backboard. That's not a good breakaway here if you are a UNC Charlotte fan, because here comes Ohio State. Shiro back to Sleppy off the post, but Masseter's got a backside, easily picked for Ohio State.
On that breakthrough, Shiro, look at him keep it trapped close to him, and Sleppy, that placement That's really the undoing of UNCC right there. Kind of that slow, lazy float, lower left-hand side, but nobody really coming across the net. It's just, they're going to all have to dive at it, and pinged right off that crossbar. Masseter tries to show Alpha Giddy the Octane Gym subscription, but he's got a membership card too.
Ooh. Well, it'll be pushed forward again by Masseter. And that ball will come right back out to Shiro. Everyone taking turns on the Ohio State rotation. Sleppy next to lose the ball. But Shiro might set something up here. Let's Don gets in front of it. Oh, it bounced right off of Daffy's car. Still the rotation's good for Ohio State. And Sleppy strikes again.
You got to see what Alpha Giddy sees to understand how this goes wrong and demonstrate advantage position. Because what's funny, Alpha Giddy coming out of the net there, he sees the challenge. He goes, okay, it's fine. He looks up, that ball goes straight above his head, so he watches the bounce out and he starts following the ball out. He actually turned off his ball cam. He checked where OSU was. And he's like, cool,
oh, wow.
I've got time. And he turned it back on, and then Sleppy was over his head, and he's like, what?
It's always really mean when a player hides behind the ball.
He did.
And you think,
the best part, he saw Sleppy. He
did see him.
Sleppy was on the
Crazy.
ground. And in the instant that he turned the ball cam back on, Sleppy was up hitting the ball. That's
I have
wild.
Time.
It's that advantage of position. You lose the ability to judge distance accurately when that ball is directly above your head. And it's so easy to get beat in those situations.
One more chance. Oh, there's no more chances.
No.
That's just in. They got beat in midfield clean. Shiro getting credit for this. All members of Ohio State. The Buckeyes picking up a goal.
Masseter, I mean, he just threw himself at a challenge, and it went straight to Shiro. And you can't blame UNCC for trying to force that challenge right afterwards against Shiro because they need the goal, right? They're trying to get the big block, force OSU in the back foot with two people out of position, and unfortunately for them, Shiro just won the race.
Look, Ohio State have climbed the rankings so fast after that abysmal start to the season. 0-4, right? Now 5-4. And, I was going to say off of that goal, 6-4. But with 10 seconds remaining and with Don blowing a player up, can UNC Charlotte pick up a goal with time left? Not after that clear. The Ohio State Beanz, the Beanz, 6-4 on the season, 6 straight victories. And they're threatening. They're threatening to take over Akron's spot in the number 2 spot. And what a turnaround.
Well done, Buckeyes. You came out here, you played a great series. Sleppy, I thought you played wonderfully throughout the whole thing. A lot of great ball control and car control shown from him, working challenges left and right. Masseter and Shiro, great supporting players across the board. But I think all of OSU held the hot hand at one point or another throughout this series, and that last game really put the squeeze on UNCC. And try as they might, that defense was pretty solid. But it's just you can't keep defending everything, right? You can't stop it all. Eventually, you're going to crack somewhere, and that's exactly what happened to UNCC.
Yeah, I think you say it the best, Chiefs. Defense might win you championships in other sports, but in this game,
it's offense,
that's not always the case. Yeah, it's always offense. OSU, I think, are turning into the story of the Eastern Conference. I'm excited to see how this team continues to improve over the season. For UNC Charlotte, they got some things to work on, and the Eastern Conference got a lot tighter. You got Ohio State after they're 6-4 now. You got Florida Poly below them at 4-4. UCF are also 4-4. UNCC now 4-6, 3-4 or 4-4 for USF Green. It's literally like that's what it is for 3 through 9. It's so tight, it's ridiculous. We got more Rocket League, more CRL coming up for you guys real quick. Get up, get a snack. We'll be back after the break.